I'll call this meeting of the International Falls City Council to order. It's 5:30, Monday, December 15th, year 2025. Please rise as we say the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For the record, all members of the council are present this evening. We'll move on to our agenda with additions as presented. A new item 4 to approve city support for activities for the Arrowhead Ultra 135. Is there any other additions or deletions?
Mayor, I do have one question on the agenda. Item number 3 under new business, I am not certain what that's regarding, but I'm also not certain that that is an open council discussion topic. If it's specifically relating to employment benefits, that may be as an employer negotiation or strategizing, which should be in a closed session. Certainly you can do what you wish, but I do have concerns on that item, not knowing specifically what it's regarding.
I would, thank you for that, Chelsea. I would add that the council doesn't necessarily have to respond to anything Mr. Ojala may or may not bring forward, or what the topic is specifically. Are there any other additions or deletions? Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll move.
Thank you, Councilor Kaler. Is there support for that motion?
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Wagner. Question?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
I'll vote yes, agenda is approved. Thank you. Next, approval of minutes from previous meetings. First, minutes of the Monday, December 1st, 2025, regular city council meeting. And second, minutes of the Monday, December 8th, 2025, committee of the whole meeting. Is there any discussions or questions on approving these minutes?
Move to approve.
Thank you, Councilor Buller.
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Holden. Is there discussion? Question?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
I'll vote yes, and the minutes, item 1 and 2, are both approved. Thank you. We will move on to payments of claims and approval for payment of accounts payable. First, the transfers. City of International Falls transfers to Fund Number 401, Permanent Improvement, $66,666.66. $33,333.33 each, of which is from Fund 601 Water and 603 Sewer. Additionally, to Fund 403 Reserve for Capital Outlay, $29,166.67. From number 601 Water, $16,666.67. And from 603 Sewer, $12,500. Total transfers $95,833.33. Moving on to accounts payable and claims. City of International Falls claims $617,412.92. International Falls Public Library Board claims $3,954.58. Total accounts payable and claims $621,367.50. Is there discussion or a motion to approve these payments and transfers?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Councilor Holden.
I'll second.
Thank you, Councilor Buller. Is there discussion?
Kaler.
Pardon?
Kaler. Made
Oh,
this
I'm
up.
sorry.
Oh, quite all right. Just want to have our records. Yeah. We're both on then.
Got it correct.
Thank you very much. Is there any discussion? Call the question.
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes, and the bills are paid accordingly. Thank you. At this time, there is a 5-minute opportunity for anyone here this evening to come forward and address the council. Name or address for the record. If you do come forward, please. Good evening.
Hi. My name is Amber Howe. I live at 5819 Highway 11. This isn't very easy for me to come up here and blast our family issues that we have within the city, but I'm expecting accountability, so here we go. First off, we have a emergency medical resource failure. The local ambulance and life flight services were unable to transport my grandson in a medical crisis this weekend. International Falls lacks the infrastructure to provide emergency transportation for infants and critically ill patients. This gap endangers every family in our community. I also have another issue with court conflicts and interests of misconduct. Judges are presiding over family cases have direct ties to Independent School District 361, violating judicial ethics, guarding ad litems engaged in extortion, suppressing evidence, harming families instead of protecting children. Child Protective Services and local police have enabled the removal of children from safe parents, effectively kidnapping them and leaving them voiceless. Families are denied due process and safe parent protections. The laws and rules that the city have broken are Minnesota Statute 518.17, Best Interest of Child Factors, which have been ignored. Minnesota General Rules of Practice 107, Judicial Disqualification Requirements have been violated. Rule 114.02, Alternative Dispute Resolution Standards have been disregarded. 28 U.S.C. 455 Federal Judicial Disqualification Statutes have been ignored. Parents with disabilities have been denied accommodations. Now, I do not live within the city limits of International Falls, so I cannot vote in city elections. However, my businesses are located in International Falls, and my children attend your school here. These ties give me both the right and the responsibility to voice my opinions about how the city is run. When the city fails in safety and justice, it directly impacts my family, my livelihood, and the broader community. So I'm requesting council action. I'm requesting medical resources, conduct immediate review of ambulance life flight capacity, request state and federal support for rural medical quality, judicial accountability, demand investigation into conflicts of interest and misconduct in the family courts. I'm asking for transparency, establish public reporting on both medical resources and court accountability. I'm asking for somebody to advocate these issues to the state and the federal representatives to secure oversight and funding. Families of International Falls are being failed on two fronts: safety, no emergency transportation for sick infants; justice, courts compromised by conflicts and misconduct. You speak of International Falls as a place defined by death and taxes, yet while you allow the city to run rampant with misconduct, families are left to shoulder the burden. I refuse to let my children be trapped in your definition of inevitability. Accountability must replace this inevitability, and transparency must replace neglect. The beginning is a notice, the end must be accountability. So I've been trying to address these issues for almost a decade now with almost every resource possible in this town. My family literally is dying. My family is being harassed my family has been stolen from me. So I suggest you guys get your shit together because I've already filed the paperwork with the DOJ on it. That's all I got.
Thank you. Is there any more comment at this time? A reminder, there will be an opportunity at the end of this meeting. Seeing none, we will continue to old business. Item 1, to adopt a resolution approving the final tax levy collectible 2026 and the 2026 budget for the city of International Falls, Minnesota. I will give a small amount of background on where that has been arrived at. Actually, at this time, Emma, is that something that you would care to share, where the budget is at in terms of what we're going to certify?
Not unless you want further clarification.
We don't have to have that, is what I would, is the levy increase 6.1%. Unless I missed that.
Yeah.
6.1, okay, that's what I needed, thank you. After a budget process beginning in August, the council has arrived at a levy to be certified by resolution with the council vote of 6.1% over last year. Is there any discussion or a motion to approve the budget as proposed?
I think it should just be clarified, though, that 5% of that is for the ambulance, and it's 1.1 for operating.
That is what was discussed.
Yes.
Probably the biggest change in the budget this year is something that the city, I don't believe, has ever done, which is levying tax dollars directly into the ambulance fund in the amount of $207,437, which is what Councilor Buller is speaking of. Any other discussion? Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Councilor Holden.
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Wagner. Is there any more discussion?
Just that I don't, along with never putting my neglect in the ambulance fund, we're also making a effort to start paying back some of our shortfall in our reserve too, if everything falls a budget of $700,000 this year.
Thank you. Well, we do need to certify the levy by the end of the year. I don't plan to support it, but I want to thank the council because there's been a lot of meetings on the topic, and certainly we've made progress in some areas like the ambulance. We've never done that. The fact of the matter is we own the ambulance service, and we own the losses that we've incurred operating it. Is there any more discussion? Question?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
I'll vote no, and the budget carries 4-1. Thank you. Next, we will move to the consent agenda to approve 2026 license renewals as presented.
I'll move.
Second.
Thank you, Councilors Kaler and Holden. Discussion is open. I would like to read them for the record. Dairyland Operations, which is Duncan, Forest Land Sales and Service for a restaurant license, HB Wellness Massage individual license, Kennedy City Cab for a taxi license, MW Friends, Garbage Service, Garbage Haulers license, Pete Ham Food Service, doing business as Hardee's restaurant license, Rose Garden restaurant license, Sound North Pawnbroker with established business license, and Taylor's Taxi LLC with a taxi license. Is there any other discussion at this time?
There's no discussion on the consent agenda.
Oh, I'm sorry. Missed that one all the time.
I'm sorry.
Question.
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes. Consent agenda is approved unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to item 1, new business. A chamber request for city support for 2026 Icebox Days celebration scheduled January 16th through the 25th, 2026. JJ McBride is here. If you would like to come forward, please do so at this time.
Good evening. I'm JJ McBride, Executive Director of the International Falls Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm here this evening seeking the city's approval and partnership of 2 upcoming events, Icebox Days 2026 and Chamberfest 2026. Icebox Days will take place on January 16th through the 25th. I've met with city staff and officials, and we're all on the same page, ready to make this year's celebration the best one yet. With the city's support, we can bring our community together for the fun winter festivities. Chamberfest 2026 is planned for Thursday, June 25th at Smoky Bear Park from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. The event will feature Ninja Anywhere, bouncy houses, food trucks, chamber booths, something for everyone to enjoy. I'm seeking approval to use Smoky Bear Park on June 25th for this event. We would be thrilled to have the city's partnership in making both Icebox Days 2026 and Chamberfest 2026 successful and memorable for our community.
Thank you. And we're very thankful for all that happens in our community as the result of your hard work.
Thank you.
Is there a motion for support to the chamber?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Councilors Holden, Buller. Discussion at this time. Question.
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes, and that letter of support is there unanimously. Thank you. Item 2, to acknowledge letter of retirement from Deputy Chief Mitch Lassard, effective January 5th, 2026. I'd like to thank him for his service of over 22 years to the department.
So moved.
Thank you, Councilor Buller. And you're moving to acknowledge the letter.
Correct.
Thank you. Is there support?
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Wagner. Is there discussion? Question?
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes, and this retirement is acknowledged unanimously. Thank you. Item 3, Todd Ojala would like to address the council in regard to employment benefits.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. Mr. Mayor, may I distribute these to you and the council?
Please.
I don't need any more of those. Thanks.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, council members, thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I know many of you personally, and I've enjoyed talking to you over the years, and I've enjoyed Walt's wife's baking like everyone else. I'm here tonight to ask for consistency, not sympathy, not drama, and not conflict. Here is the contradiction in simplest terms. I was told that when you leave the city, you do not get paid out for sick time.
Mayor, I'm
Yet
just
to-
going to interrupt for just a moment. Has this gone through the proper avenues? How did this get on the agenda?
Mr. Mayor, may I continue?
Yes, please continue.
I'm sorry, I'm going to need an answer to that first, so I can advise the rest of the council of what's going on. I have no idea what's going on.
We're not, he can come up and address the council for anything he'd like.
In the public audience
Mr. Mayor, for the record,
portion,
may I
yes.
continue?
Yes,
In the
you may.
public audience portion, yes, but there are multiple other people who have wished to address the council, who have come to you and wanted an agenda item and have been told no because it's not appropriate for the council. I'm wondering if this should have been a no to address the council. I don't know if it's appropriate for the council to be hearing this in an open setting, especially if it's a prior employee.
Mr. Mayor, for the record, may I continue?
As far as I'm concerned, you can continue. If the council wishes to censure you, I'm sure that there's some avenue that they can. And I would like to know for the record, all of the people that I have denied time on the agenda.
Sharon Ball.
Okay.
That's at least one. Mayor, I'm not trying to censor what Mr. Ojala wants to say. I'm just trying to make sure that the proper avenues are followed. And as a city representative of the city, I have to make sure there's no sort of legal implications by this getting on the agenda before it should be on the agenda, which should be yours and the council's goal here too, is that we are not opening up the city to further issues if it hasn't been vetted appropriately and the appropriate responses. I mean, this to me sounds like it may be a closed session topic, especially as it goes to current employees, future employees, and past employees. I have no idea what this is about, other than that it's employment related, which the city has its own employment attorney, labor attorney. I have no idea what this is regarding. It's very concerning that it's going to be an open discussion topic and no information is known. Does anyone have information on how this got on the agenda?
Mr. Ojala did contact me and wanted to be on the city council agenda. He is not an employee of the city.
But it's regarding an employee-city contract, I'm assuming.
Is it or is it not?
If I am allowed to continue, that may be determined. So may I continue, Mr. Mayor?
I'm fine with you continuing.
Okay. So I'm continuing. I'm here to ask for consistency, not sympathy, not drama, and not conflict. Here's the contradiction in simplest terms. I was told that when you leave the city, you do not get paid out for sick time. Yet 2 employees who left around my departure, one before me and one after, were paid out for sick time. Both of these things cannot be true at the same time. Either the rule is not what I was told or it is being applied inconsistently. Either way, it must be corrected. So I'm asking for a specific remedy tonight, a motion directing administration to apply the salaried employee sick leave payout policy consistently and to process my payout by a certain date. Let the record reflect what this is and what it is not. This is not a debate about whether anyone deserves anything based on popularity, personality, or position. This is about whether the city has a written policy it intends to apply consistently, yes or no. Now, I'll lay this matter out as plainly as possible, like exhibits, because it really is straightforward. Exhibit
Mayor,
A.
before he continues, I'm going to
Exhibit
review
A.
again.
Mr. Mayor, may I continue?
Not open council discussion topic.
Okay, then, please have, please make a motion to censure him then.
I'll make the motion to
It should be a
censor it.
motion to go to closed session.
I make a motion that we go to closed session, and we should have our labor attorney take a look at it too.
Second.
Was the motion to enter closed session
Yep,
now?
no,
We have to provide proper notice
Okay,
of a special city council meeting, if that's what you choose to do, but it needs to be a closed
that's
meeting.
what I think needs to be done. I think it needs to be seen by our labor attorney.
okay. Discussion. I would add that I had requested a special city council meeting on whenever our last city council meeting was, on the 1st or 2nd, and to meet with the labor attorney, and I have not heard back from city staff. But with that, I will call the question.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
I'll vote no, and we will move Mr. Ojala's whatever he would have liked to have addressed the council with to a closed session at a predetermined date. And at this point, I would add that there's still the opportunity for open forum for anyone. Thank
Mr.
you.
Mayor, may I ask one question? What is the date of this special session?
You can set it now.
Yeah.
72-hour requirement?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Thursday, the 18th, would the meeting have to be later than the current time now?
Assuming the notice wouldn't go out until the 16th, that's the concern, is to actually get notice out tonight.
Okay. How about Friday, the 19th?
That works.
Is there a time?
10 o'clock?
Okay. Does that work for you, Mr. Ojala?
I believe I can make that work. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Is, did we make a motion to call that the date and time, or can we?
I'll make a motion if we, special meeting that, or amend our motion, whatever we want to do it for 10 o'clock on Friday, which is the 19th, I believe.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Counselor Wagner. Is there discussion on that meeting? Call the question to schedule it.
Aye?
Aye.
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 I will vote yes, and the meeting will be scheduled. Thank you, Mr. Ojala.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council?
Next on this evening's agenda is item 4 under new business, to approve city support for activities for the Ultra Fun Annual Arrowhead Ultra 135 on January 26th. Mr. Kruger.
Thank you. Our 22nd Arrowhead Ultra 135 is January 26th to the 28th. Right now, we have 188 racers signed up from 7 different countries, 26 different states. And in the past, we're requesting basically what we've done in the past, use Cary Park Arena for the race start, 7 a.m. Monday, January 26th. We have fireworks at the race start that the fire department puts on for us that is hugely popular. The police monitor the first couple road crossings on the Arrowhead Trail, Blue Ox Trail on that Monday morning, and the city crew hangs a race banner by Smoky Bear Park. So that's what we're requesting. And then historically, the mayor is there for the start.
I would plan to attend
You know that now.
and enjoy the fireworks and get the keys.
Enjoyed by everybody but a dog on for stuff, Louise, so I might add.
Yep.
Well, we are excited once again to support this event.
Thanks.
A longstanding tradition is, do you have additional at this time?
I'm sorry?
Do you have additional at this time?
No.
Do you have any idea how many are gonna be here? Are you full up again?
Oh, we fill up in
I thought-
a couple hours.
Well, hopefully we'll have some weather like on Saturday for 'em.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would be wonderful.
I move to approve it.
Thank you, Counselor Buller.
Second.
Counselor Wagner, is there discussion on the support for this event? Seeing none, I'll call the question.
Aye?
Aye.
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 And I'll vote yes.
Thanks, Ken.
Thank you very much. Number 5, new business, to request approval of year 2026 license renewals that may include tobacco and/or liquor applications. As presented, I would like to read them. Bootleggers Fuel and Liquor, cigarette, gas pumps and restaurant, Bootleggers Liquor, off-sale liquor, Border Bar and Pizza House, Inc., off-sale liquor license, on-sale liquor license, restaurant license, and Sunday liquor. DJ Retail is Dollar General, a cigarette license. Espresso Lane, doing business as the library, a restaurant license, a Sunday license, and on-sale liquor license. Family Dollar, doing business as Family Dollar Store, a cigarette license. Forest Land Sales and Service, cigarette license, gas pump license. Holiday Station Store, 3-2 off-sale license, cigarette, gas, and restaurant license. I Falls Group, doing business as Cobblestone Restaurant, on-sale liquor, Sunday liquor licenses. Quarters Fuel and Car Wash, cigarette and gas pump license. Min C Store, Inc., 3.2 off-sale license, cigarette license, gas pump license, and restaurant license. Min C Store, Inc., 3.2 off-sale license, cigarette license, gas pump license, fireworks license, and restaurant license. And last but not least, Timber Pins Bowling Center, on-sale liquor license, restaurant license, and Sunday liquor license. At this time, if there's no discussion, I would ask for a motion to approve these as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Counselor Holden.
I'll second.
Thank you, Counselor Kaler. Any discussion? Call the question.
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes, these licenses are approved unanimously. Thank you. Item 6, to approve 2026 regular city council meeting schedule. I do not intend to read these. These will be posted online and notice will be given. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you, Counselor
Second.
Buller. Thank you, Counselor Wagner, with the second. Discussion. Question.
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes. The meetings are approved unanimously. Thank you. Item 7, to approve 2026 City Council Committee meeting schedule for Land Use, Public Works, and Public Safety Committees.
I'll move.
Thank you, Counselor Kaler. Is there support for
Second.
his motion by Counselor Wagner? Is there discussion? Call the question.
Aye.
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 And I'll vote yes. Those are approved unanimously. Thank you. Item 8, to approve the 2026 Planning Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals meeting schedule. It appears there are 6 meetings.
So moved.
Thank you, Counselor Buller.
Second.
Thank you, Counselor Kaler. Is there discussion on the zoning meetings? Seeing none, I'll call the question.
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes. Those are approved unanimously. Thank you. Item 9, to approve and allow necessary expenses for up to 4 ambulance personnel to attend the Arrowhead EMS Conference and Expo in Duluth, Minnesota, January 21st through the 25th of 2026 as a budgeted item.
I'll move.
Thank you, Counselor Kaler.
I'll second.
Thank you, Counselor Buller. Is there discussion? Question.
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes, and that's approved unanimously. Thank you. Next, item 10, new business. Approve fire department purchase of thermal imagers to replace aging equipment with funding from fire department annual capital account. Their discussion, I do see Chief Manassa here. Would you like to come forward at this time, Chief? Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Our capital outlay budget for last year was for a small number of turnout gear for new individuals, and then the rest was on equipment of aging equipment, what we needed. So this fits for what we budgeted for in '25. We have adequate funding left in that line item to cover this purchase. What we're dealing with is our current thermal imagers are getting to an age where they can't be serviced or fixed, and we've had a couple fail now in the last, well, one was year before, and then we lost one again this year now that we can't get serviced or fixed, so it's time to start upgrading in that department. By doing this, we would fit this as one truck bundle, so we would outrig one truck with this set here and then move what we have, one of each, and make it into two. So we'll replace all new on one truck, use a existing one moved over and cover what we need to do here. So the information I did share with you was example only. I was reaching out and getting best prices, and actually so far these are the best prices. So I'm waiting for one more person to get back to me, but these are pretty accurate pricing, so your consideration is appreciated.
Thank you, Chief Manassa. Discussion from council or a motion to approve at this time?
I'll move.
Second.
Thank you, Councilors Kaler and Holden. Is there discussion? Question?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
I'll vote yes. This purchase is approved unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 11, new business. To adopt a resolution for local road improvement grant agreement, grant terms and conditions. This is for part of the 9th Street project, I believe. Thank you. Mr. Fisher, is there anything you would like to add about the 9th Street project and what this entails?
No, this is just a grant that we were awarded to help offset some of the city's costs for $1.5 million. And we need this approved so that we can request those funds that we've spent. So,
For the bituminous,
for the trail, yeah.
for the, yes.
So moved.
Thank you, Counselor Buller.
Second.
Thank you, Counselor Wagner. Any discussion? Question?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
I'll vote yes. This carries unanimously. Thank you. Item 12, land and use recommendations. Item A, to adopt a resolution approving fee schedules for Police Department, Fire and Housing Department, and Building Zoning Department.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Counselor Wagner.
Second.
Thank you, Counselor Holden. I do not believe there is any major changes from this last year with this particular document, other than some fire department fees commercially. One, scuba tank fill at $10 per bottle, and an administrative towing fee if there's a towed vehicle. Is there any more discussion at this?
How has this alarm fee cut down on the number of false alarms for fires over the years? Yeah. Me, sorry.
Please, at this time.
To answer your question, Counselor, we've never applied that fee.
Okay.
We've always held it internally to us for something that we could use if we had to. What it encourages people to do is if we have a commercial alarm system that we have to reset multiple times in say a 2-week period or something, it's incentive for them to fix a panel or fix a problem versus us responding 6, 7, 8 times in a short amount of period. So when this fee was implemented, the cost for dispatching out the department for a call, for an hour-long call, was around $700. So that was the impetus on this fee for a commercial fire alarm. And we do, the way it's worded is it is discretion of the chief. So if we have a problem that we can't identify, that we can't readily fix, we would not implement that fee unjustly, so to speak.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
It might be something for the police department to look at too, for if you get some habitual false alarms from a place, which tends to happen at times. But that would be up to them to decide.
Correct. Discussion. Believe we have the motions. Call the question.
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes, and this fee schedule carries unanimously. Thank you. Item 13, new business from Public Works Committee recommendation. Item A, to approve quote for replacement of Cary Park Arena Zamboni Room garage door. We have received 2 quotes. The first from Myers Glass in the amount of $7,900. Second from Up North Builders for $11,463. I did notice that I believe there is a difference that in the quote from Up North Builders that there is a new side operator garage door included in that bid. Discussion. Oh, please, Counselor Wagner.
Is this a budgeted item or something we gotta extra pay for this? I don't see that on, if Wallace here, maybe?
Yeah, Mike's back.
Mike?
That is a question. It is not a budgeted item, Mr. Wallace. My understanding from our committee meeting was that the door is destroyed. Is that accurate? I have not looked at the door.
Yeah, it's getting to the point and won't be able to close when they need to. And I believe this when we talked to him, I don't know if Rec Hockey was gonna pick up this from the one meeting or not, but either way, we need to get the door fixed. We can take it out of next year's.
Which door is it? The outside door?
No, the inside door.
Inside door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's 2 doors there.
Is this, please, Counselor Wagner?
Just what you pointed out, is there an advantage to the side operated door, or? I mean, Mike, you got anything on this, or?
I know nothing about a side operated door. It's the inner Zamboni door that goes to the rink. We've had issues with it for the last 2 years. It continues to break down, according to Mr. Myers, which does all our store service repairs. It's on its last leg. He told us last year we should replace it. Haven't had any problems with it this winter yet, but when we do, we can't get the Zamboni out. So we kind of put that up as a priority, but so far we've had no problems with it this winter.
How old is it, Mike?
That's the
Original door?
Yeah.
So it is possible that if it doesn't work, it would cancel games and everything,
Yeah.
because it's an inside door.
Yeah, it's an inside door.
Okay. Well, it's original, it goes way back,
To the,
30 years.
30 years.
I'll move to accept the quote from Myers.
And I'll second it.
thank you, Counselor Holden. Is there discussion? Being that it is December 15th, the only question I have is whether it would be expensed this year or next. I assume that by the time that we receive the bill and
The
pay
bill.
for it will be a significant lapse from today.
Yes.
Any more discussion? Question?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
I'll vote yes to replace the Zamboni room door 4-1. Thank you. Item B, again from Public Works. Approve quote for replacement of Cary Park Arena locker room door number 4. This quote is from, one quote from Northern Lumber.
Yep.
In the amount of $2,975, 3 to 4 week lead time plus freight at $350 to $400 estimated. I believe there was a discussion about rec hockey paying for the door and the city was going to install it. Is that something that we're anticipating?
Yes, I would think, but yeah, then we'd purchase it, they'd reimburse us, and then we got guys at the city garage that can do the welding, because I understand they can't do any more welding on it hardly anymore, right, Mike? And it's been fixing it for few years now.
Motion or discussion at this time?
I'll move.
I'll second it.
Councilors Kaler and Holden make motions to move ahead with this quote. Is there discussion? Question?
Aye.
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 And I will vote yes. That item passes unanimously. Thank you. Item 14 from Budget and Finance. Item A, to approve the 2025 audit engagement letter with Schlenner, Wenner and Co. and authorize signatures. Annually, the city has its books and affairs audited by Schlenner, Wenner. This is a routine letter that we would receive to engage for the following year from this company.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Councilor Wagner.
I'll second.
Thank you, Councilor Buller. Is there discussion? Question?
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes, and that is approved unanimously. Thank you. Item 15, Committee of the Whole recommendations. Item A, approve Public Works vehicle maintenance policy.
I'll move.
Thank you, Councilor Kaler.
I'll second.
Thank you, Councilor Buller. Is there discussion on this topic? Question?
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes, and the policy is approved unanimously. Thank you. Item B, to approve internal posting for Chief of Police position per request from Sherry Stensland, Human Resources and Safety Director.
So moved.
Thank you, Councilor Buller.
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Wagner. Is there discussion?
Just to make clear, if we're posting for an internal applications for the chief of police, we are planning on keeping our police department for the foreseeable future. I just want there to be some information on that for the guys that may apply, so they know what they're getting into. That is my plan.
Yeah, this is internal for a temporary chief of police until we get through everything, right?
No,
This would be for
no.
This is for the
Perma-
chief?
permanent chief
The
of police
permanent.
internally.
This one is?
If there's an applicant.
If there's an applicant, would it be So, Sherry, my understanding would be that if the council did not deem that someone internally met qualifications, then they wouldn't be considered for that position.
Correct.
So-
Then we go.
This would open that process for internal applications.
Got it.
Did I ask for motions?
We have one.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
Well, there's a lot of stuff.
We did, because Pete asked for discussion. Is there further discussion on this topic? Call the question.
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes, and this posting is approved unanimously. Thank you.
I guess I do have a more discussion point, and we're gonna try and get this on a schedule so we can have it approved by the end of the year. I mean, we'll probably have to call a meeting to do that.
That's correct.
Yeah, all right.
Item C from Committee of the Whole, approve appointments to the 2026 Northeast Minnesota Regional Advisory Committee.
I'll move.
Thank you, Counselor Kaler.
Second.
Thank you, Counselor Wagner. Is there any please?
If I may. Last year on there, we had Fire Chief Manassa and our IT, Mr. Todd Ojala, so we do need to either move Adam to the alternate and do a different representative, or leave Adam and appoint a different alternate for 2026.
I would move that we would have Adam and then the alternate be whoever takes over the IT position permanently.
And that was as discussed at Committee of the Whole.
Maybe, yeah.
Unless we have to decide on, do we have to have an alternate immediately?
No.
Okay.
We can
Yeah.
provide a name at a later date.
Yeah.
And as a friendly amendment, is that acceptable? Thank you. More discussion? Call the question.
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes, and the appointment with the amendment is approved unanimously. Thank you. Item D, Committee of the Whole, approve appointments to the 2026 Northeast Minnesota Regional Emergency Communications Board. These representatives would be Councilors Holden and an alternate of Councilor Wagner.
I'll move.
Thank you,
Second.
Councilors Kaler and Buller. Is there discussion? Question?
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes, and this is approved unanimously. Thank you. Item E from Committee of the Whole. Approve a cannabis license application for Miners, Inc., doing business as Super One Foods. This is a low potency application.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Councilor Wagner.
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Buller. Is there discussion on this license application? We'll call the question.
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes, carries unanimously. Thank you. Moving to item F, approve a cannabis license application for Super One Liquor. Same application for low potency hemp.
Motion to approve. Oh, go ahead.
Thank you, Councilor Wagner. Would you like?
Second. No second.
Okay.
Whatever.
Motion by Councilor Buller, second by Councilor Wagner. Is there discussion on this item? Question?
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes, and this item carries unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to item G, discuss process of placing a ballot question prohibiting deer feeding on the November 3rd, 2026 election ballot. At this time, I will turn it over to Chelsea Nelson, City Attorney.
I believe Betty printed for you kind of a memorandum of 3 options that you're looking at. The first is the council may certainly place it on a ballot for just a kind of yes or no question. That isn't binding. That wouldn't create an ordinance. That would be solely for the purpose of getting the public response on whether the council should take that any further. The second option is the council can adopt a deer ordinance, go through all the steps, publish it, do the things, and then if the citizens don't want that ordinance, they can do what's called a referendum petition that says it requires at least 7% of the votes cast at the last mayoral election saying, no, we don't want this, and then it gets put on the ballot. And then the last one is the most common type or avenue used to get a question on the ballot. That is an initiative petition. That's similar to what former Mayor Droba did with the chickens. Was it chickens?
Yep.
Where you, any one of you can start that petition, and start circulating for signatures, and get at least 5%. If you get 15%, the process is a little bit different. Can certainly provide further advice on that, but those are essentially the 3 options on how you can address this.
Thank you. And this discussion spurred that there's been mixed feelings over the deer ordinance. We've had open houses. We had one solution here at a previous city council meeting that was referred back. I have received an incredible amount of correspondence on this issue, as I think others may have. I see head nods, so I had come up with the idea of requesting of Chelsea to inform us of the process to put this on the ballot. So that is something that even if you're the mayor or a councilor, you can do under the citizen initiative process.
Correct.
And at 5% of the votes, then it would come to council to either approve or vote to place on the ballot?
Yes.
Okay.
The 15% essentially says you either have to approve or put it to ballot. It's a little bit confusing on 5 or 15. I just go with the smaller number.
Okay.
Because it's gonna make the council do something anyway.
So about 140 signatures roughly, or 150 is what it would take to meet the 5% threshold. It's informal.
I'm not sure on the number. I didn't do the math.
Please, Councilor Buller.
Well, I think if we go on a ballot, though, I mean, I'm sure that I haven't had any opposition of, they want an ordinance to not feed deer. The only opposition that has been presented to me is the boundary being the full city limits or the boundary that was created, and that's the contentious issue. I don't think there's anybody that's felt like they, I mean, there's some that, yeah, they feel like they want to keep feeding deer, but most of them don't want any deer fed. None of them come to me, that's it.
Okay. And thank you for the correspondence.
I am probably 50-50 with the conversations and people I've talked to or heard from on the deer.
And that's been my experience.
So what would the question be then? Would it be, do you want to feed deer or don't you want to feed deer? Or would it be the boundary, or what?
It would be.
What would the question be?
Citywide, if we go to the ordinance, is that not the plan? To do this for a citywide, is that the plan?
In the discussion, yes, I had asked a question that if we do citywide and put it on the ballot, and the citizens can decide, and that would, I believe, be free as charge because we're already having the election. Maybe free of charge, I don't know what expense, it would be just placing the question on the ballot. So it would not cause a special election. That would be the avenue of such. Thank you.
I do think too that we need to make everybody else aware of it out there too, that we can't move forward with anything else with deer control unless we have an ordinance. That was a big push for the ordinance, is what we were told by the DNR. So we need to have an ordinance before we can move forward with any other process, if there would be another process we'd want to take to help to eliminate some. So we need that ordinance.
Mayor, if I may, just another way to kind of look at it is the two options other than the advisory kind of just question on the ballot that's not binding is whether you want the onus on the people that want it or the people that don't want it, is another way to kind of look at it on who do you want to have the obligation to speak up, I guess.
Once it's placed on the ballot.
On how it gets there. So for example, that option 2, where the council does it and then it's on the citizens that don't want it to bring that referendum, the onus is on the people that don't want it. Whereas the initiative petition, it's on the people that do want it. It's on their shoulders to bring it forward.
Understand. Thank you for the clarification. So that would be an option of the city council if the votes are there to approve a citywide deer ordinance as we've discussed, and it either becomes law, for lack of a better term, or it can be petitioned
Then put on the ballot, huh?
with 7% of the total votes cast for mayor. Okay. This, obviously, we don't have it as an agenda item to approve a deer ban, but this gets out what the process would be for the council to do so. Would anyone like to take any further action, or would you like to continue to review in land use?
Yeah, I think we can continue to review. Be a good idea.
We'll move on at this time with no action taken on item G as a discussion. To item 16, to discuss the International Falls ambulance service. As many of you know that have followed municipal and county issues, that the city has been struggling with funding the ambulance service and its loss for a considerable amount of time, over a decade. And back in June or July, I do not have the specific date, this evening, we have held meetings in seeking of a taxing district to provide that service. We, about 3 weeks ago, to condense this, the council approved a letter to be sent to the county of Koochiching that I signed in regard to ambulance service, and we received a letter back from Koochiching County on December 9th, which I would like to read for the record at this time. Dear Mayor Dill and council members, on behalf of the Koochiching County Board of Commissioners, this letter serves to formally state the county's commitment to ensuring a viable and sustainable financial solution for the ambulance services currently provided by the City of International Falls within the established ambulance service district. The county board recognizes that these ambulance services are essential to public safety and must be maintained at a level that adequately serves all residents of the district. The current financial challenges facing the service require deliberate action, clear statutory authority, and enforceable agreements to ensure long-term stability. Accordingly, the county board has directed the county attorney and county auditor treasurer to take specific action by drafting a proposed resolution and contract for board review. In addition, staff have been instructed to conduct a thorough review of Minnesota statutes, including sections 144F.01 and 375B, to ensure the board has a complete understanding of all available statutory options and obligations before making final determinations. The county board intends to act decisively once this legal and fiscal analysis is complete. Any solution adopted must be structured, legally sound, and equitable for taxpayers throughout the ambulance service district. The board expects continued coordination with the city as this process moves forward and anticipates meaningful progress towards a sustainable framework. The county appreciates the city's continued provision of this critical service and will remain focused on identifying a responsible path forward that ensures continuity of ambulance services for our shared constituents. Sincerely, Jason Schoblum, Chairman, Cooch County Board. I do see that Commissioner Schoblum is present this evening. Is there anything you would like to add at this time?
No, Mayor, I'll just say that we are sincerely and truthfully looking into this, and we are looking at all the avenues. We think we found a path forward. We're having some disagreements legally on how to interpret the path forward so far as a flat fixed fee district-wide. That would be under the purview of the county board. Again, I certainly appreciate the city council being patient with us while we work through this process. And I know we'll find a resolution that it will be a benefit to citizens. So I certainly appreciate you being patient with us, and just want to wish you all a happy New Year.
Thank you, Commissioner. At this time, we had promised ourselves that we would take a vote by the end of the year on how we would treat the service moving forward. And what I mean by that is the citizens and surrounding areas in our primary service areas. We have a paramedic or a partial paramedic-based service right now. The city council has looked at many options to shrink the ambulance deficit that we have endured for some time. The city currently has a part-time advanced life support certificate. And I want to point out a distinction, and I would ask Chief Manassa to correct me if I'm wrong. The city currently provides basic life support to the primary service area and a paramedic if it's available at the time under the part-time license. We do not have a full-time ALS license right now, and I don't believe we have in the last year.
That is correct. So a full-time ALS license means there would be a paramedic on every run, every call, every ambulance. So this allows us the flexibility to run with 2 EMTs in a basic BLS scenario.
Thank you, Chief. Also, we have contacted the state throughout this process, throughout the summer and fall, and determined that our license is renewable in 2-year increments, which expires at the end of 2026, at which time the city council may consider exiting the service. And so I think the discussion tonight is to take a vote, if we so choose, to retain the service based on the county board's willingness to work with us to create what we have ultimately thought would be the solution for everyone to retain the service. And the floor is open for discussion at this time.
I'll move to retain the service through the license as it is at the end of the next year, with the confidence that we'll have a solution by then.
I'll second.
With our working with the county.
Thank you, councilors. Kaler and Holden. Discussion.
Not including renewal. Correct?
Yes, through, yeah, correct, yeah.
2026, and that's
Yeah.
it, unless there's something, because we've already budgeted
Yeah.
to run it for 26, so.
Yes, and that, which I think, and I'm, like I said, with the confidence that we're gonna have a solution worked out, yes, up through and then, not through, no.
I would like to see that motion also give a stipulation, like a deadline on that the taxing district start this 2027, so that it's in place on 2027. Whatever taxing district they pick, however they want to go with it, or whatever we decide to go with it. But that should be in place by doing, there's time now to do it between now, if we're gonna go with the normal taxing, it's gotta be in by June, otherwise, we have different time on different programs or taxing districts, but, I think we have to have something in there that says that we want that in place by the end of 27, otherwise, or 26, I mean, otherwise we'll look at.
That the district would fund for 2027.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
that's,
starts at 27,
Um,
27.
not to murky the waters, but I think that the license is up at the end of
Yeah.
next year.
I guess I thought it was self-explanatory if we weren't gonna renew the license if we don't have everything worked out. But I have no problems adding that in, but like I say, these are just words to me, but part of the motion that we have to have, because I have all the confidence that we're gonna have this worked out and we'll be moving forward.
And I would like to add that, we've had some passionate and lively meetings on this topic. We've heard from constituents, the ambulance service is vitally important to the area, and to echo Councilor Kaler, that if the city continues to own the ambulance and we don't have support from others, it is likely not financially viable to continue so, and that has really been the discussion, some of the conversations about exiting the ambulance service, which certainly have been discussed. That's a real thing, if we can't staff the service or have the resources to do it. We've done this for a long time, and it's my hope that we can continue to well into the future. And I'd like to thank Councilor Holden for serving on the ambulance committee. Thank you, Councilor.
Thank you.
Is there any more discussion at this time? Question?
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes, and your motions are approved unanimously. Thank you. Seeing no further business at this time from council, please, Councilor Wagner.
Have you got anything back on the lease agreement for the LEC yet?
We did have a discussion. Did we discuss it, committee of the whole? I believe,
I think it's going to the county board tomorrow.
is that,
Correct, Jason?
that's the status of the lease agreement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Reports, boards, committees, and department heads are as presented in the packet. At this time, there's another audience open forum opportunity. Again, it's limited to 5 minutes, name and address for the record, if you do choose to come forward.
Bobby Bernath, 1900 Sixth Ave. I'm just wondering, on this Cary Park Arena, have you guys, I remember back, I don't know, a month or so, maybe even longer, there was a committee. Is there anything, can you guys tell me if there's anything going on about that?
Counselors Kaler and Wagner.
We've met once to start the process, and we're waiting to set up another meeting.
Okay, the process of, like, what we
Well, how
got
we're gonna do this, how we're gonna keep Cary Park
running?
running for the future, yes. And they have already stipulated that they're willing to help with some things like improvements and that mentioned, and like I said, some of those were what we voted on tonight. So hopefully they'll continue that. But then we are looking for eventually find a long-term solution
Okay.
sometime.
I have another question. On this new levy, 6.1, am I correct on that? Okay, so that 6.1, and then I went to other meetings and it was 5.26 or something like that. How did it get up to 6.1? I don't understand that.
Well, it was as low as 3 at one point. Several reasons. We've had some change in the police department that is, to be quite frank, a little bit of a moving target because Emma, and Betty, as they bring these things forward, it's a bit of a moving target. In the next year, a lot could occur.
Would it have been that there's 2 people retiring and we have to do a payout? Is that part, would that be part of that?
That's
Not entirely accurate. We had to put a number of things and adjust a number of things, including I had to put 115,500 back in for the airport. I had to do a number of salary adjustments. I had last minute numbers that came in from insurance companies. So a lot of times we're waiting down to the wire for insurance companies to give us their renewal numbers. So there's a number of things that change, and hence the moving target comment. Things are changing and ups and downs and reevaluating different figures and seeing where we can juggle certain numbers to accommodate some of that movement, but sometimes we can't fully accommodate that, hence the number sometimes has to be adjusted.
So we're looking at 11.1 for our new levy?
No,
That's not accurate.
6.1.
6.1%.
Out of that 6.1,
Includes.
Does that
the
include the ambulance?
5%, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I
That's
just
all right.
didn't understand that. That's why I guess I came up here to understand it. So it's 6.1 is the total levy.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay, all right. Thank you for clarifying that.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. Rhonda Benedict's 909 6th Street. How is that clarifying, just saying insurance companies? What all of a sudden popped up like over a day or two, insurance companies? What was the insurance for?
When our insurance companies give us that their renewal amount is different than what I budgeted. I budget a set amount. They give me, this is our card number effective January 1st, so I input that. So that can adjust up and down.
Okay. Sure. All right, I just want to say one thing. So when people come up here, like the lady that came up first, at the very first, I can't remember her name, Amber Howe, and was very passionate about something that happened to her. Her grandson couldn't get life flighted. And it was very emotional. Or like when I got called a bad word and I was very emotional. It upsets me very much when I watch somebody and there's no emotion in any of you. There's no apology. There's no compassion. There's no words spoke. When people come up and ask hardcore questions, a lot of time, you people just sit there, not an answer. Numbers are asked a lot of times, and there's, oh, I don't know, I don't have that spreadsheet in front of me. I'll have to get that to you. And then there's never a follow-up. Those questions are never answered at the next city council meeting. A lot of times there's just blank stares. A lot of things just get swept under the rug. Just like now. I wasn't here for the deer ordinance thing, for the deer talk. I was out of town. What bugs me about that is the deer come to town for a lot of reasons. It isn't just for people feeding the deer. They come and they eat all the apple trees, so maybe you should have people cut down the apple trees. They come and they eat grass. People mow their grass. They really like the tender grass. Men go out and feed the deer to lure them to their deer stands, and that's okay. But heaven forbid somebody should feed the deer, because we can't have the deer come to town because they eat the vegetation and they eat the grass and they eat the apples. But it's okay to do all that stuff at the deer stands, and you men can shoot the deer, and that's okay. The deer come to town, and if you notice, it's a lot of, not saying that there's never bucks in town, but it's a lot of does with their babies, because they bring their babies to town because it's safe, because they're not dumb. They're not dumb animals. There's a lot of does with babies. We all know that. We all see that, right? So they're not dumb. They come to town to protect their babies, and that's okay. So really, you just want to do this so it's okay, because you know that the deer are still going to come to town, even if you do the ordinance, because you just want to call them out, because you're man, and you just want to shoot them because that's your solution. You just want to take them out because that's your solution. Because they're God's creatures, and they come to town because it's safe, and they know where everything is good to eat, and that's what you want to do because you're men. And it really bugs me because men think they own the world and they can just do whatever they want. And I know that I'm sounding foolish to you all because you're all men and you're all hunters.
I'm not.
And that really bugs me.
I'm not.
Because you don't own the world. You don't own everybody's plots and everybody's land and everybody's yards. And they're just God's creatures, and they're just wandering into town because there's good food. And that really bugs me. And the only reason you're doing the ordinance is because you know it's not going to work. You know that they're still going to wander into town because there's still going to be apple trees and people's vegetation and people's nice yards and their green grass. And they're still going to come to town, and you're just doing it because you know it's not going to work, so then you can just come to town and shoot them anyways. It's really what you're doing. And that really pisses me off, because it's okay to lure them to your stand to shoot them. And that really bugs me, and I'm sorry, but sometimes I really hate men, because you think you own everything, and you think that you can just do whatever you want. You don't give a shit about the citizens because you just want to raise our taxes, because you don't budget for anything and just reach in our pockets and do whatever you want, and now you're just going to call out all the deer because you're just going to do whatever you want.
Excuse me. Thank you, Mrs. Benedicts.
Sorry, I forgot to ask another question. Bobby Bernath, 1900 6th Avenue. So I'm looking at the Excel spreadsheet, or your pay sheet, and under information services, or information technology, the 3SD Design LLC, is that our new tech department?
That's an interim contract at the moment.
So that's who is replacing Todd?
That is who the council selected on a contract basis to serve the city until the city council decides a pathway forward for
Okay.
that service.
So $13,515 is how long? A month, 2 months, or until you get the replacement, or what would that be? It shows right here, $13,515, invoice $1357, December 1st. I was just wondering, is that for a month or until you get somebody, or?
I believe that the contract was for up to, I could be wrong, but my best recollection is that it's 40 hours at $100 an hour, and it had, I believe, a not-to-exceed price. But this information is readily available.
Okay.
So I want to point out that the city council is here to serve all of you.
Right.
And we want to make sure that all of your answers can be answered to the extent that they are.
So, something else I want to know too is, under that same contract or same, it says Verizon Wireless, $320. Is that a phone to those people that we provide?
We would,
For me.
questions of this magnitude are best directed to the administrator.
Oh, okay. So I'll come in and see Betty tomorrow? Absolutely. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Just one question. Just for the record, was I censured or moved to a closed session? What is the terminology?
I believe that the council voted, you know what, I would have to watch the video. What I do know is there was a vote
Okay.
to call a meeting on Friday.
Okay. Yeah, under what statutory authority was I pushed into a closed session under Minnesota's open meeting law?
Minnesota
Chapter
Statute
13D.
13.43 and Minnesota Statute 13D. An individual's voluntary disclosure does not convert private personnel data into public data. The city remains legally prohibited from discussing this matter in open session.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted that for the record. Thank you.
I just got one question.
Please.
Good evening, I just got one question. Last year during the Minnesota State Legislatures, they appropriated more money for smaller cities. How much money did we arrive? It was in the paper that Grant Your Child said that the smaller cities got more money from the state of Minnesota. What did we receive from there for the money?
To the best of my knowledge, the city, the main piece of the pie that the city gets from the state is called local government aid.
This was amended for small cities, the way he described it.
Is what we have received, we generally do receive a small increase in local government aid if the state has the money. I would have to see the article. It's all.
It was in the paper.
But I don't know what you're speaking of specifically.
All right.
We did get an increase in local government aid this year, I believe of around $10,000 of the 4.9 something million that we received from the state.
Okay, it's tax.
Mayor, could I please have a name and address?
Oh, yes, please name and address for the record.
For the record. Your name, please.
Scott Gerlach, 309 Street.
Thank you, sir.
I got a question for you. The 6.1 tax levy, is that gonna go from the new rates where they put my house up at 41%? Or where are the, how is this number gonna be figured in to your taxes?
That is a question for the county assessor's office. The city council, and I think you've asked an important question that can help everyone. when the city council sets its budget and ultimately how much money it's going to need to collect to conduct its affairs in the next year. Now that the levy has passed and certified, Administrator Bergstrom and Finance Officer Rudd will take that information with the resolution and send it to Koochiching County. The way they collect it has nothing to do with that process.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, Glenn Davis, 1702 15th Avenue. Just one comment, a couple thoughts on the 6.1% increase. I would like to know, are there no other savings that could be found to keep the increase down? Many people are asking why the increases? Aren't there other areas within the city that we could find cost savings for our taxpayers?
That's where the council arrived, was the culmination of, I guess, 4 months of work. I think that there was. There's 5 of us on here. That's how I'm going to leave it at this time, that that's where it was arrived at. I don't have a more specific answer.
Okay.
My target for the levy was 3% initially. That's where I would have liked to have kept it, and that's why I didn't support it, is that I thought we could get there. We didn't. Councilor Buller brings up a good point, that if we weren't putting money into the ambulance fund, we'd be funding it out of our general fund reserves, and we would have had a levy, I think, under 2% this year. So I'd like to put some credence to that. And that's some of the details.
Okay. I do appreciate the city and the county working together on the ambulance service. I think many others do as well. Great appreciation for that. Again, the reduction, I would agree with you on a 3%. We can operate with less. I don't think we've dug hard enough. If we're this far in the hole and this, and funding the ambulance and the deficit we've carried for 10 years, and we can't dig deeper to make the cuts, I don't think we're serious enough about reducing our deficits. The other part on the deer, we've been here for many of the meetings, and we were hoping that this would move to ordinance so there could be a better pathway to how to reduce it. It wasn't about just people coming in and killing deer. It's about safety issues. It was pointed out, attracting predators, which has already occurred. It's about safety on driving, and people have expressed concerns about their property damage. So there are many aspects that were brought up. And the question to you, I understand that you feel, you get contrary opinions, but I was hoping that this would have moved to ordinance so that some action could be taken next year.
Thank you. Yeah, as we discussed with the information that Chelsea put together, that one of the avenues is that the council can enact an ordinance for a citywide deer feeding ban, which she explained, at which that if there's opposition to it once the ordinance is passed, that it can be petitioned if there's that many that feel that it should go to a citywide vote, like the chickens, for lack of better terms. That's what I have to add on that topic.
That's the approach I would like to have, but it is. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. At this time, we will move on to reminders. First, city offices will be closed for the Christmas holiday half-day Wednesday, December 24th, and all-day Thursday, December 25th. Second, city offices will be closed for the New Year's holiday on Thursday, January 1st, 2026. And third, the next regular city council meeting is Monday, January 5th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. Seeing no further business at this time, I'd like to wish everyone a safe and enjoyable holiday season. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. This meeting is adjourned.